Shabbat Shalom B'nai Torah. I hope to see you in Shul this weekend, especially to hear Rabbi Buckdahl speak. And so this is your only chance to hear me this week. And I want to talk to you about a small encounter that Isaac has with his son Jacob when Isaac is on his sickbed and he believes that his son Esau is bringing him some red meat to eat. And Rebekah helps Jacob disguise himself as Esau, and he comes and represents himself as his brother to his father in order to get a blessing. Now, you all know that story, and I described too much of it already. But the one encounter is when Isaac gets a little suspicious, and he says to the son next to him, "Are you really my son, Esau?" And Jacob responds with one word. He says, "Ani." It is I. Now, our sages have a dilemma, of course, because if Jacob is lying to his father, it doesn't reflect well on our patriarch. And so what they have said is that what he said was the truth. He did not say, "I am Esau." He said, "It is I," meaning it is I, Jacob. That's what we call these days, where I come from, back up in Washington, D.C., plausible deniability. If he were ever hauled into court and said, "Did you say you were Esau?" he could have just said, "I told the truth. I said, it is I." But it was meant to obfuscate. It was meant to confuse Isaac and to get away with something. Sort of reminds me of George Carlin, who used to say he hated when people said to him, "How are you?" He would like to say to them, "I am not unwell," because they had to think about that answer and then he could make an escape. Don't do that to people. Tell the truth. And sometimes if it doesn't redound to your benefit, maybe you deserve it. I'm not complaining, because if it weren't for Jacob, you and I wouldn't be talking like this. But not a model for us to follow. So if somebody says, "Are you Esau?" just tell them the truth. "Nah, I'm Jack." Shabbat Shalom.